quit their job on the spot. What was the final straw? So this happened like 5 years ago when I was in grad school and needed a summer job. I'd worked at camps before, and TBH, I'm pretty good with kids. So I applied to this fancy outdoor leadership camp that paid better than most. The interview went great, and the facilities looked amazing. They had this huge property with a lake, climbing wall, all that stuff. The director, Charlotte, seemed super passionate about building character in kids, which, like, whatever. Sounded fine. First red flag I ignored. During training week, Charlotte kept emphasizing how we needed to toughen the kids up and not coddle them. She literally said things like, a little discomfort builds resilience, which didn't seem that weird at first. But then she started getting annoyed when counselors would comfort homesick kids or help the younger ones with basic stuff. Second week, it rained for 3 days straight. The cabin started leaking and some kids' sleeping bags got soaked. When I asked Charlotte about moving them to the dry activity center for the night, she refused and said, they need to learn to deal with challenges. I ended up sneaking some kids into the staff cabin that night because a 9-year-old with asthma was sleeping in a puddle, which is just not okay. Then there was the food situation. The camp charged parents extra for special dietary needs, but then barely provided alternatives. This poor kid Lawrence with celiac disease kept getting served regular bread, and when I complained, Charlotte told me to stop babying him and that a little gluten won't kill him, which is literally not true. I started smuggling in safe food for him with my own money. The pay issues started next. We were supposed to get paid bi-weekly, but checks were always delayed. When they did come, hours were missing. Charlotte would get super defensive if anyone questioned it, saying we were ungrateful and not team players. She'd guilt trip us about how the camp was her baby, and she was sacrificing so much to keep it running. But the final straw came during a severe thunderstorm warning. We got the alert on our phones that there was potential for lightning, hail, and flash flooding. The proper protocol was to bring all kids to the main lodge immediately. I started gathering my group when Charlotte announced over the walkie that activities would continue as normal because she didn't want to waste time on a probably nothing warning. I literally couldn't believe it. I radioed back that I was bringing my kids in anyway, and she flipped out, saying I was creating panic and undermining her authority. While we're arguing over the radio, the sky turns this scary greenish-black color and I can see lightning in the distance. So I just ignored her. I got my kids and started walking to the lodge. Other counselors saw and started doing the same. Charlotte comes storming across the field screaming about how we're all fired if we don't return to activities. Right then, lightning struck a tree maybe 200 yards away. Some of the kids started crying. I got to the lodge with my group and made sure they were settled. Charlotte followed us in and pulled me aside, literally shaking with anger. She started saying how this would come out of my paycheck, and I was poisoning the camp culture with my helicopter counselor attitude. I just looked at her and said, I quit. Right now. I'm leaving. She tried to tell me I couldn't leave in the middle of a shift, but I just walked out, grabbed my stuff from my cabin, and called my roommate to pick me up. I sat in the office and waited, making sure another counselor was covering my kids.